For over 10 years, APTECH has been providing business intelligence solutions to the hospitality industry, helping hotel owners and operators organize their most important data and allowing them to make smarter business decisions. APTECH's business intelligence tool, ExecuView, functions with all of the common data sources found within the hospitality industry. Sources such as daily revenue data from property management and point-of-sale systems, complete financial data from all general ledger systems, labor data from time clock systems, planning data from budgets and forecasts, and competitive set data from Smith Travel Research. While clients have gained tremendous value from looking inwardly at their own business and outwardly at their competitors, one piece was missing. What does the customer think? By adding customer ratings and feedback into the data sources, APTECH clients can see the complete picture. The complete picture focuses on three key areas, referred to here as the 3 MYs. My company, how is my company doing? My competitors, how is my competition doing? And my customers, what do my customers think about us? Having access to information that answers these questions puts companies at a strategic advantage. Today we would like to demonstrate how the last piece of our puzzle, guest satisfaction, functions, where the data originates, how it is organized, and the value that can be gained by mining it. Let's start by looking where the data originates. After a guest visits a hotel, they have 2 core outlets to share their experience. Number 1, the brands. Most brands and loyalty programs will solicit feedback from guests via either satisfaction surveys found in their rooms, at checkout, and most commonly via an email after their stay. This data is collected, organized, and stored by the major brands and typically available to the hotel owners and operators via hard copy reports. Number 2, the web. The web and social media have opened an entire new outlet for guests to share their experiences, and this outlet is available for most everyone to see. So how does a hotel operator get their arms around all of this feedback? Operators will need to establish a strategy to collect data from the most valued sources. APTECH can assist with this process through established relationships with the major brands and software programs to crawl the web. It is important to note that both sources will contain 2 types of results: quantitative data, such as overall satisfaction metrics and ratings, and qualitative data, such as text comments. Both pieces of information are valuable and will yield important results. Once the data is harvested from the brands and the web, it will need to be stored in a properly designed database that is built for analytics and reporting. The numerical or quantitative data can be aggregated and analyzed quickly. Trend and exception reports can be generated to view how hotels are performing with regard to important metrics like overall guest satisfaction and overall service of your staff. Guest scores can also be compared to revenue numbers to look for correlations. But what do you do with the text? Sure, property-level hotel staff will read through guest comments, but what can you do at a higher level? What if you don't have time to read all of the individual guest comments? APTECH can provide software to analyze and score your text for you. Through a partnership with Clarabridge and using natural language processing, text can be scored for easier analysis and aggregation. Through a seamless routine, text or guest sentiment can be analyzed and scored. Natural language processing is an amazing technology that understands our parts of speech, the clauses and relationships between our words, and extracts the facts in our statements. The end result is a quantitative score associated with each guest comment. Let's look at an example. Here is a behind-the-scenes look at how natural language processing breaks down the statement, "I love this hotel." As you can see, it identifies and categorizes each word as well as its relationship to the other words in the sentence. While reminiscent of a middle school English quiz, the NLP technology is incredibly fast and accurate in capturing the sentiment of a statement. Here's another example. The statement, "broken fridge that leaked all over," is put through the Clarabridge sentiment engine and returns a score of negative 1.19. Now we have a quantitative score to store alongside our text. Without the sentiment scoring, various individuals would all need to read the statement and come to their own conclusion regarding the verbatim comment. While we can all quickly assess that this is a negative comment, how negative is it? By using a standard tool to analyze text, all comments will be evaluated using the same model and scaling. In looking back at our example, you will see that on the surface, our sample survey was positive, with high scores for all of our questions. But taking into account the text, we unsurface an underlying issue. This is why including both your quantitative metrics and sentiment is important. With our last step, we paint the complete picture. Now that we have collected, organized, and stored our guest satisfaction data, the final step is to integrate this data with our other important data. Do we have guest satisfaction issues at any of our properties? Is there a correlation between guest satisfaction scores and revenue trends? Is the sentiment found on my brand surveys similar to what is found on TripAdvisor? These are the types of questions that can be answered using an integrated BI tool like ExecuView. Here's a sample dashboard that provides information about each of my 35 hotels. First, I can evaluate my property's performance by looking at the year-to-date percentage change for occupancy percentage, ADR, RevPAR, and total revenue. Next, I could check how my properties are performing against the competition using year-to-date STR index figures. Last, I could review my trailing 3-month guest satisfaction and sentiment scores. As you can see, we've also utilized exception highlighting to note areas of poor performance in red and strong in green. This dashboard does a nice job of presenting its audience with high-level information for all properties across distinct data sources. Noticing that my Fairfield Inn 34th Street is one of my top performers, I might want to drill down and see more detailed information pertaining to that hotel. By clicking on the hotel name, I can launch a more detailed report. In this report, we can see additional detail for a single property. In addition to year-to-date performance, I could see month-to-date as well as comparisons to budget. I can also see important trending information for total revenue, STR index, guest satisfaction, and guest sentiment. Can we spot any important correlations? Did my drop in guest sentiment in December 2009 translate into a drop in revenue in February 2010? How about my spike in guest satisfaction in July 2009? Is it attributed to brand surveys or web surveys? To learn more, I could drill down further into my guest satisfaction data. On this report, I could see additional GSS detail. My satisfaction and sentiment scores are broken out by brand and web. If I have guest loyalty programs, I could classify my guests by their membership level. Are my platinum guests happier than my bronze guests? And if so, why? I can look beyond the high-level survey questions and into the other areas of my property. And at the bottom, I can review individual guest comments and see the associated sentiment score. Once again, you could see the value of the sentiment scoring by taking a closer look at the first comment. It's a mix of positive and negative comments, so how should it be categorized? If you ask 10 different people, you might get 10 different answers. Using NLP, you have a consistent way to measure guest comments across your entire hotel portfolio. If you would like more information regarding APTECH's business intelligence tools, please contact Cam Troutman. Thank you for your time.